So my insane jealous sisters that helped break down my world. Um, I can't even get any ounce of respect on life or death because they are so power hungry to control somebody. And so since they can't control people in their community, they seek to control people in their own family. And they are, by all definitions, in my experience with them, narcissists, gaslighters, sociopaths, and potential killers. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't want them to even have a reference of me anywhere associated with them. And so one of my sisters, because she can't handle things face to face and she has to gain like-minded people to support her, she makes a complaint to crybaby Facebook. Facebook, something that started out as a social media so people could stay in contact, and the thought process behind it for the users, regardless of how much money that they've made over time, but it started out in the college community, and because of the growing presence of college students, there was an concern out there about people on campus getting raped and some murdered and some coming up missing. So it was a mechanism on the user side of the fence, or a thought on the user side, that it's a good way to keep in touch and keep information flowing just in case, okay? So what she has done by constantly reporting anything that I put on Facebook is, oh, it's abuse towards her. I mean, she really needs to get a mental health checkup, okay? She shuts it down. She shuts me down. I don't care if I posted a picture of a dog, she'll find a reason to shut me down and say it's, it's all abuse for her. She's the victim of abuse. When I'm on the streets, living in the streets, and she's living in her high, you know, multi-$100,000 home, and has cracked down my life every step of the way because she's insanely jealous. So there really needs to be, like, Facebook needs to go away. And because their community standards where they'll allow people to, you know, I don't know what it's called, when they stick their butts way up in the air and they do the jiggy jig jig and do all these sexual acts. So that those things are allowed to be passed around. And pictures of animals that have been abused, that's allowed to be passed around. But if you try to protect yourself from individuals who are taking advantage of your life, that's called bullying the individual into, you know, stop taking from somebody else's life. They're allowed to take from your life. And so there really needs to be a new platform built, okay? And Facebook needs to go bye-bye. So in this new platform, I'm going to put it out there because, people are looking for things to do and to change the world. And Facebook needs to go away. They're the most ridiculous people out there. You can't have all the flavors of the day and then not allow people to have their say. Okay? So, in this new, because Facebook needs to go bye bye. So, in this new creation, anything can go. And if you have a complaint, the first step you have to take is you have to address it with the individual. And you need to go through a process to address that with the individual. Because there's legal content and condensation to what is going on with Facebook. Okay? Someone should not be able to take your identity and assign it to themselves. And if you have a problem with that, there's nowhere on a Facebook complaint where you can say somebody stole my identity or they're using something that reflects me without my knowledge or consent. They put it up there without my knowledge. I didn't consent to it and I want it down. Facebook does not do that. So they encourage identity theft. They encourage things that should not be encouraged, and there needs to be a place where people can put things of concern just in case. And on the other side of the fence, Facebook has, like Messenger tied into it too. So if you shut somebody's Facebook down because you're complaining, because you're not getting your way, because you're insanely jealous of the individual, and then something happens to either that individual or someone within close range and proximity where they come up missing and potentially murdered, and the only way for those people while they're in the missing stage to get contact because they don't have a phone or something, but they can somehow use somebody else's phone to get a word across, is using Messenger. And if you shut those people down on Facebook, you shut that communication flow down. And I think it's totally wrong that they allow people to make these complaints without first addressing it with the person. Like they step in and act like, we're the mommy, we're the mommy and the daddy, we're the parents here, and we're going to say, you're bad and you're good. And so we're not going to suspend your account, but we're going to suspend this person's account because this person's, better, or, it's like a manipulating tactic used. So Facebook needs to go bye-bye, and somebody needs to come up with a very quick and platform and implement something else. And all users need to go to this new platform because Facebook is a pile of shit, in my opinion.